Okay, it looks like we're live. Happy Monday morning, everyone. This is kind of an impromptu video. I hope you all can hear me. I got out of meditation and wanted to get going with my day, and I just had some thoughts come in, some things kind of come into focus that I wanted to talk about before the day got too far gone. So if you can hear me, if you can't hear me, chat in the post because I didn't even take the time to put my headphones on. So uh, thank you for showing up. I've got my computer here, so if I keep looking down or in notes here, this is just a practice for me to, because a little story came to me that really helped me kind of understand perhaps how I can explain some of the point of why you would want to understand your human design chart and what it's really meant for, and in the scheme of you becoming more wholly and fully who you are in the most empowered way. So as I was contemplating, I have a defined head and ajna, so my meditation is never about clearing my mind. Stuff was coming in, stuff came into focus, mental things came into focus. And I was reminded of a story that or not a story, was an experience that I had years and years ago. I participated in a 5-day transformational cadaver dissection workshop for body workers. It was the most amazing melding of science, art, spirituality, contemplation, inner work that I have ever experienced. So in this whole workshop, they broke us up into groups of 5, and we had 5 cadavers that we were dissecting at Tufts University and their medical school. They were very kind to open their school up to this. And every day we peeled back a layer of the human body to unveil the mystery of life, the mystery of the form that holds the life. And I remember one of my partners in this whole thing at our table of 5 with our sacred cadaver. She took a whole day to tease out and open up and tease away the sternocleidomastoid muscle. And if you're not familiar with that muscle, it's the muscle that kind of pops up. It's right here, and you can kind of see it right there. She took the entire day to tease everything away from the sternocleidomastoid. And at the end of the day, everybody gathered around and marveled at the precision of how she differentiated this muscle from everything underneath of it, from everything over it, from everything that crosses it, so that we could see the way that the grain of the muscle ran. We could see the breadth and the depth of the muscle. We could see in detail how it attached to its bony attachments. It was an incredible work of art. It was an incredible piece of art that she teased out from the form. So this is what kind of got me thinking about how similar that is to what we are doing on our human design journey. You know, Ra would call the human design experiment, or the human design, the science of differentiation. And it's really about like teasing out all of the little nuances, all of the little things that make each of us so different and so unique. And but there's one thing you have to know about that, that there's a limitation there. And it's about, it has to do with the fact that, if we go back to the example, the story I just told you about how she teased out this sternocleidomastoid muscle so we could see all of the nuances and really understand what that muscle looked like, what it was about, how it attached, all of those things. The one thing that we couldn't see within that was the animating current of life. And that's one thing that we don't see in this chart. We all are born from our first breath. We are animated by this current of life that runs through us. This human design chart is the circuit board, right? And what Ra so brilliantly did was to create this system of understanding your strategy, really understanding how to listen to and become your own authority. And that's what the journey is about. The first 7 years of deconditioning is about, if you choose to take this path. And it's so that you can understand how your circuits work, right? But they don't work unless you're breathing and you're living life. So don't mistake, what did I say on my comments when I heard on my title, when I just hurriedly put this up here? Don't mistake the blueprint for the life, your strategy, your authority, understanding what all these gates mean, understanding what centers you have defined, understanding how you may be taking in outside energy and be influenced away from your own core circuit board. This is all about, especially strategy, it's all about understanding and practicing a way of releasing resistance to bring more of the animating current of life through your innate circuits. So those of you who have a strategy to wait, the projectors, the generators, even the manifesting generators, and even some manifestors who've been conditioned to wait, right? What I'm finding is that it's like a lot of you want to get it perfect. And I understand that some of you have this 1858 channel, 5818 channel down here, and that's all about perfection. I have that. Some of you have a line 3 in your profile, or you're a younger line 6, which is like a double 3, which is like experimentation on experimentation, trying to find discovering what doesn't work. And if you've been wounded by that, or you've been in some way, or if you're in some way living in extreme perfection and wanting to get it right, that keeps the life force, the animating current of life, from fully moving through your circuit board in the way that it's meant to move. So strategy and authority, that's all about reorienting and opening up and really allowing yourself to move again gracefully through your life so that the animating current can move through you, through your circuit board, and come out through your aura to interact and impact other people in a way that you are truly meant to do that. So I wanted to tell you that, but I also wanted to tell you that, I've been doing the soul level strategy sessions, and I'm about to put a page up. I've been experimenting with it for the last month, 6 weeks or so. And I'm really loving it, because what it has done for me is it has allowed me to kind of use some of my soul level gifts that for me are not as apparent through my incarnation cross, through any of that, but it's what lights me up. And what I'm finding is that a lot of you have been coming to me, and a lot of you have, a lot of you are new to human design and new to the whole energy thing and all of that. Um, and then there are some of you that I've worked with over years, and you're still asking, who am I? What do I have to offer? What are my gifts? And maybe, and maybe you've been through 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 years of deconditioning, and there's still this sense of, I'm not quite sure who I am. I'm not quite sure what I'm about. I know I struggle with that because I've got the undefined G center, and it's kind of a daily thing for me. But what I've really come to see from doing these soul level strategy sessions, where I really tap into your soul essence, your soul gifts, your soul attributes, your soul group attributes. And then we look at how you can live that through your design, through the experiment and the experience of, aligning your vehicle, so that animating current, those gifts that you have honed over eons, at least in my framework, that you have come in with, can be fully expressed in your life in a way that is optimized because you're living fully in your body. It's just been so powerful for people. It's been, if you've had one, it's been so powerful to see this big picture aspect of yourself, to be anchored into who I am, who you are at soul level, and to just bring that down, to have those touch points to bring down without having to go into all of the little details that sometimes take you up in your mind, and then you don't ever really settle into, oh, this is who I am. This is the energy that I brought with me when I incarnated into this form that has this blueprint. So I've really been loving that. I'm probably going to do an official video on that, but your animating current is, you are animated at the time that you take your first breath. You are animated by the people that you're around, especially if you're open, and that's why it's important to tease out this, tease out who you are, differentiate who you are, how you're meant to run your energy when you're around other people, so that you really get that sense. And it's also, your animating current is also fueled by your soul level experience. So if you've been waiting a long time, I digressed and I started there. I'm back to this waiting thing. You've been waiting a long time. If you've gone through like several years of your deconditioning process and you're still wondering who you are and what you have to offer, remember that this is the circuit board. You have to live your life in order to understand how this works, right? We don't live in a vacuum. A lot of us who are introverts and really open in our design, we wish we lived in a vacuum sometimes, especially in this day and age, but we don't live in a vacuum. And your life is always going to show you what it is that you need to know about yourself. And on that soul level, you probably already suspect that you have certain gifts that may not be readily apparent through your chart. You may already suspect through your own desires, through what's in your heart, that you have something to offer, but maybe you can't truly see it, or see it very clearly, or maybe you're not yet confident in how to offer that. Or maybe you've tried to offer that and you aren't quite and you realize that it was bumping up against or not flowing easily through your circuit board, and that's why you've come to human design. Don't be afraid to live your life. Remember that the chart is your circuit board, it's not your life. And also remember that you are so much more powerful when you are animated through your life. So I think that's it for now. I just wanted to come on and talk about that and just share that little thing about the story about dissecting the sternocleidomastoid and showing that it just came to me so clearly that we can see ourselves, our potentials, the nuances of who we are through this chart, but you're never really going to understand your full power until you're living all of you in your life. And that's why I'm doing these soul level strategy sessions, to put you in touch with all of you, with all of what you have at your access, with all of who you have suspected that you are, so that you can bring that through as you live from your blueprint, as you differentiate how you are to move through your life, so that you can bring more of that through. My soul level strategy sessions are actually on a sliding scale until Wednesday. So if you want one, I will put a link to schedule, and the directions are there, the guidelines are there about sliding scale. I have really enjoyed working with those of you who have gotten these sessions, and I'm feeling like this is going to be the entry point to work with me one-on-one. Whether you go on to get more coaching, or if this is enough for you for a while, it is just such a gift for me to be able to offer this to you and to connect with you in this way. So it will be at a set price after Wednesday. And so, go ahead and sign up before Wednesday, and you can, if you're low on funds. I know a lot of people are unemployed these days. A lot of you are in transition. Go ahead and take advantage of that, because I am going to make it a reasonable price based on the feedback that I've gotten from everyone who's gotten one. But if you're really in that place where you're not quite sure that you can afford my standard rate, because it's going to be around that price point, go ahead and go and take advantage of that before Wednesday. And I will leave a link both on Facebook and YouTube for that, but I will take it down after Wednesday. So thank you so much. Thank you, Dorothy, for coming on. Well, you'll get the replay. I just got inspired this morning to just to tell a little story about differentiation, and that's in the beginning. So thank you for coming on, and thank you all of you who have been watching. And you'll probably, I'm going to probably do an official video about the soul level strategy sessions later on, but I just wanted to share this with you. So happy Monday. I hope you have a wonderful week, and there will be more to come soon. Take care. Trying to end my broadcast over here. There we go.